Good evening, everyone. Classic Monday, Minnesota Monday. Vote blue on Tuesday. I hope you guys do get out there and vote. Um, I'm an, I think I'm a 10-year plus absentee voter for Minnesota. I'm ridiculous. I should have a Washington State ID by now, but don't tell anyone else this. Wolves lose. Classic classic fashion, 120 to 107. Led by career highs from certain people. That's like another staple of every Minnesota game. Um, I have the brand stuff on right now, so I need to figure out how to get to the comments. There we are. Goes my camera. Fuck this computer. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't leave the studio because then I'll have to stop the broadcast. So 1 second. There goes the camera. But look at this. We got comments. Stop going to Wolves games until they prove something to this team is a joke right now. The great one. With another great one saying that Gobert. Actually, that's probably right. That's how you spell his name? No, Gorbert. There you go. I like that. The Gorbert trade is looking worse every day. Connolly equals Nuggets sleeper agent. I don't know if that's LOL or if that's just hands in the air, Brutal. I don't blame anyone for any commentary that you guys are gonna provide. That's all gonna be gold tonight. I'm gonna go into some sort of. This is a silly thing that you guys are watching right now, and you guys have to bear with me as I figure out how to switch to something that's more entertaining to look at. Let's do one of these things. Share screen. The window. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're a box score hawking tonight. Damn, it's gonna be fun, huh? Looking at this box score. New York Knicks 5-5. Julius Randle pops off for 31 fucking points. Like maybe all of it came in the first quarter because we didn't decide to guard it all. He has an interesting game where it's mostly mid-range and mostly like one-hand poppers, but he got to the line a decent time, and he decided, yeah, fuck it, 25% from three is not. Holy bitch! Oh my god! Oh wait, I removed him.
There we go. Howdy.
Hey, it's like we do this on the normal.
Pretty
I don't
much.
have a cam.
I'm in my car. Just left the game, and I think I'm done being a Wolves fan.
All right. You guys want to watch the final 52 seconds of the Portland Trailblazers game? Because damn, that was pretty fucking fun. I wouldn't mind being a Blazers fan right now. They are fun to watch. They're fun to root for. Everyone's kind of like uh playing for a player on their team. They're all kind of like gearing and playing together with for Dame. We don't have that player on this team. I don't think there's any chemistry out there on the court. What's really cool? Getting like the fucking 12th man off the bench, playing defense. That was really fun. Right, down 25. Let's see what Austin Rivers can do. Like, we don't have anyone who's playing for each other. We have Austin Rivers playing for his life, and that's all we have. You know, I'm bothered by the majority of what I saw tonight, and I actually didn't really want to do the show, but hopefully, some sort of monotone, therapeutic, goose fraba vibes emanates through this video, and we can have a new team tomorrow or whenever the fuck we play next. Cameron, why the fuck did you go to this game tonight?
It was a last-minute decision that I regret. Tickets were really cheap, and now I think I know why. No, it was. I just thought this was probably going to be one of my last times to go to Target Center before I moved to Seattle this week. So I thought I'd try to see if I could sneak in a win against the lowly Knicks, and that was wrong. But yeah, vibes are just bad. The past couple days, the past couple of shows, we've been talking about how we're like, or at least I've been kind of patient. I've been like, the team is still gelling. It's still pretty early in the season. But we're kind of at the point where that needs to stop, and we need to have some urgency because we just got throttled by the Knicks. Bad.
Yeah, we're done with that narrative. Actually, I also think we're done with just being a young, hungry team. Can't wait for the future. Like you can see, like the silver linings in every game. We're done with that. We're impatient Timberwolves fans now. We're impatient as a state. We can't sit and wait for someone to show up. The opposite happened tonight. Anthony Edwards, we all thought would have a breakout game tonight. Just like taking it to Tibbs and whatever the fuck they were putting at him. He took the whole half off. He was like, I can't wait to eat hot dogs and gummy worms, right? Like, I didn't see him out there at all. Him, Jay McDaniels, it looked like we're playing 2-on-5. The only one who was really out there, I wanted D'Angelo benched after like 2 possessions. The only one out there that was really like giving a shit felt like Cat and Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson, who apparently we have him on our roster and he looks pretty good, but like I don't want to rely on him ever.
Yeah. I'm just scared,
Scared.
I just think that we're in a bad spot right now. And I feel like if something major doesn't, like, we have to go on a crazy win streak now, we just have to. And I don't mean by crazy, like 20 games, but like, we can't be doing this 500 stuff with the team that we have, because if this team's 500, moves will be made. Like, that's not good enough. So I don't know if that's Towns. I don't know if that's D'Lo. I mean, at this point, like, I asked myself at a point in this game, I was like, would you re-sign D'Lo on the minimum contract right now? I'm not sure. He looks that bad right now. And I know that he can be better than this, but he really does look bad right now.
I fucking hate saying the same goddamn thing every post game, every loss, right? Oh, the sky is falling. Yeah, the sky actually is. It's going to be winter. It's going to be terrible out there. And it's going to be terrible indoors, too. Target Center has 2 target centers that fucking can't play together. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Gobert wasn't even out there. We could tell you what his box score would be.
Yeah.
4 fouls, 6 points, 10 rebounds, a couple turnovers, nothing except for a couple screens and mostly offensive fouls, right? Like, there is no chemistry on the court together with Gobert and Towns. I want that to figure itself out, rear its head now, but it just won't happen until game 50, maybe next year.
Yeah.
That's almost a low key kind of like floor take, right? It's not like a can't wait till next season. It's just like that's going to be our reality if this continues. Something has to spark from within. We don't have the Patrick Beverleys. We don't have a player to play for. We don't have the Damian Lillard. We don't have the player to make the right plays at the point guard position. We don't have any chemistry out there that's leading the way. And it should be on someone. And that person, Anthony Edwards, is choosing to take, I don't know, is it a high road? Is it the back seat? Is it the corner pocket? Is it the Wiggins? Oh, I'm a top draft pick drafted by Minnesota. I gotta give you guys some hope, some copium, and then fucking pass out for 5 years.
Yeah, I think
so pissed off.
Yeah, the player that like our version of Damian Lillard should be Towns. Hypothetically, I mean, Towns has been with the team longest. He's seen such terrible teams. He's been a part of such terrible teams. But it's just a mess right now because Ant needs to take over. I think that's what we've kind of decided. But at the same time, JJ's bringing up a lot of good points, and like Ant hasn't looked that amazing this year. I mean, he didn't have his first dunk until just like last game. So, and not that we're measuring dunks off of like how successful Ant's been, but like that is a good meter of telling how like athletic and like how he's feeling in the game at least. So, I mean, there's just a lot of concerns in that realm, and we desperately need a Pat Bev type player on this team. But like, who is going to step up? Nobody believes in Cat that way. Ant either is not taking over on his own or has not been given the ability to take over because of management or whatever.
Dude, totally. Dude, I bet you that was his way of saying, fuck you guys. You guys say I have to pass the ball more. you guys aren't giving me opportunities to take over the game. I'm just gonna fucking pout in the corner. Oh, and then he got his way. He got his way with like a 30-point blowout. You know, it felt like a 50-point game at one point. Like, you know, good on you, Ant. Yeah, I am very sick of what I'm seeing on the court. I don't see people playing for each other. I don't see the D'Lo for like playing any way to get others involved. And anytime he chucks, I know it's going to be a terrible shot. I know it's going to be a bad shot.
Yeah.
The fucking like fast break three is never going in for him. I don't understand why he continues to do it.
He just had so many bad plays. I mean, he just had like unlimited bad plays today. He is Mr. Unlimited of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And I said this earlier when I was talking about how bad he was, but like I know he can be better. We've seen it. Like we have seen better D'Lo. We saw it in a play-in game last year. We saw it occasionally late season and early season last year. But like he also had a 20-game stretch where he was a complete ass. So and that's what he's playing like right now. And it's even crazier because it's in a contract year for him. I understand that he said like, oh, a contract year doesn't change how I'm going to play, yada, yada, yada. But like, I certainly hope it would for your own sake, you know, because
right.
you need to play better for your own sake, your own contract, whether that's with us or another team. I know he's got other things in life, which is more important. You know, he's got a kid, he's got a wife. Like, there's other things that are more important. I get it. But like, from a basketball perspective, like, you're not doing yourself any favors with how things are going. So it's just bad.
I don't know. We're watching the replay kind of. I hope you're driving safely as you're doing this.
I'm not driving.
Oh, you're not even driving? Oh, you're sitting in the parking lot?
Yep.
God, what a pal. It's 17-14, the first quarter. I thought we were playing okay. We were playing like, where's Ant? Why is Ant like, you know, not doing anything? He's driving, playing like Ben Simmons, you know, at the rim, right? We're there. We're not blowing out any, you know, we're not, you know, taking over this game, but we're kind of playing together, at least for the first stint. The second they start just taking threes, we don't know what to do with ourselves. We start just breaking out in hives. We're like, oh, it's you. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's my. It's it's not. It can't be me. I'm making 40 million. Don't worry about me. Like, Randall goes for fucking 5 threes in the first quarter. Like, take a timeout. Hey, maybe stay on him. I don't know. Don't close out on him. Stay on him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We do too much of that. Like, and this is just the theme of the season so far, is that like we are just letting 3-pointers kind of do whatever they want. And you know, the thing is like I think Randall coming into the game had some crazy low 3-point percentage, like
25%.
only 25 or something. And like, of course, maybe the game plan is like, oh, don't worry, Randall's going to take threes and miss most of them. And of course he's not, but like you adjust at a point. Like you can't just let him keep slinging threes on you. Like you just are like, nope. At some point, the analytics tell us that he's going to miss. Like that can't happen. You just have to adjust. And more than that, I mean, there's just not effort. Like the Knicks, when they were out there tonight, they just played with energy and carelessness in a good way. Like they were just like, you know what? This is the open shot. I'm taking it. This is the right pass to make. I'm taking it. And it was kind of like, I don't really care if it goes in or not because we're just doing the motions that are right. And they were doing them very energetically, peppy. And the Timberwolves were just so sloppy and slow. They just don't care. And I think since I was at the game, I didn't actually get to hear this, but I heard that Mike Inori after halftime said like, it's pretty sad that we're talking about effort 11 games into the season, you know, or something like that. I don't know if that's
away.
I don't know if that's true or not, but regardless if it's true or not, it's real. Like it's fact. Like how are we having to talk about this at this point in the season? It's frustrating.
Yeah. No longer can it be an excuse. No longer should it be talked about. Are these just entitled assholes that they get paid, they can do whatever the fuck they want, or they don't care about winning? They can beat a team like the Rockets, the team that they're supposed to beat, and say, hey, good rebound win against a team that we're supposed to, you know, destroy, and we win by like 9, right? Yeah, zero hustle, zero effort, zero desire to feel like this game is desperate. Like this is a desperate time for this team to figure out wins because we can't get them later in the season. We can't recover these losses.
Yep. On top of that, you just saw it on the screen. This D'Lo behind the back pass to Towns when we are down by 20. Like,
let's try something different.
Yeah, let's try to do like the easy pass. Let's try to make the right plays.
We should have done no looks.
It's just so bad.
There is a lot of commentary about Finch in general and like letting the players play and figure it out. Let's take it back, few years ago when we had Tibbs, and boy, those were some sad years, but they were frustrating years. It was like hard for Jim Peterson to even be a broadcaster, and like care about the team that he's like so in love with and has put his life into, right? And like we would hear Finch so loud, or Tibbs so loud. I felt like because he gave a fuck and because he knew our team was stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Like only Taj and Rose knew kind of where they needed to be. Jamal Crawford was, fucking, just counting his days. And everyone else was like, they couldn't play together. So Tibbs was on the court screaming and yelling and getting everyone in line, or basically saying what Gobert should be saying loudly, or saying what Cat should be saying loudly, right? Like, ice or whatever the fuck they should be saying to each other. Communication. We don't have any of that. We don't have any body language synergy. There's that one play that D'Lo and J-Mac have together. That's great. They do it once every like 4 or 5 games. I actually am really glad that my camera's off right now. I'm like so pissed. But I say the Tibbs example because he cared, and I don't really hear him in Target Center as as a Knicks coach. I think they're playing smart. I think they're playing with each other. I think they're playing like the right way, or at least Tibbs's like wishful way, right? Where I don't think we're listening to Finch. I don't think we're like giving a fuck what he says because he's not really saying anything. They had him mic'd up. He's like, let's let them call a timeout, guys. Let's make them call a timeout. Like, what kind of commentary is that for your team? Yeah, we made them call a timeout. Fuck yeah. Get hype about something like that.
Also, he was wearing gray pants tonight.
Well, I don't know what his record is with wearing gray pants, but do people wear gray pants in 2022?
I think he's winless with gray pants. So.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
Well, yeah. I have this game. I don't have it looped or anything, but after the game, like in a couple minutes, we'll go to the tier list. How was the booing? Did you participate in the booing?
I don't participate in the booing. I am the worst fan ever because I just sit at the game quietly the entire time.
Oh, were you like eating nachos or something? At least.
No, I had fries tonight, but I was just sitting. I sit there kind of like the press does. They just don't like react to anything. That's how I sat there.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I don't know. I will say I don't think I can hang around for the whole show because I do. This is crazy. I know it's like midnight almost here, but like I have to drop off my car at an auto shop tonight for it to be fixed tomorrow. So,
you're here for the best part.
I probably should head out, but
well, I don't know how to continue without you. But please be safe.
I will be. I will cry myself to sleep tonight, and then probably be excited for Thursday or Wednesday's game in no time.
In no time. Okay. Before you go, was there a little bit of hope that we could have crawled this back in the stadium, even like at home? Did you have
it felt hopeless the entire time, but then occasionally I'd look up and I'd be like, man, we're only down by like 15. Like if we tried, we might be able to get back in this game. And then in the fourth quarter, we had like a nice 7-0 start or something like that. And there was this part of me that was like, man, the Knicks are just giving us these opportunities to come back. And like we are capitalizing somewhat. But then, Tibbs would just take a timeout and immediately they come down, hit a 3, or they miss a layup, but get the putback dunk and just kill all that energy. It just like energy was bad. And like anytime we had a good amount of energy, timeout, and then boom, they just crushed us. So there were like a couple moments, I think one in the third and then one in the fourth where it felt a little bit more promising, but the first half there was absolutely no hope. People were like so much booing happening. It was kind of crazy. So
last question before you take off, and you know it's kind of a dumb question, but All right, so the Gobert trade doesn't look great. It looks bleak. It looks bleak right now. It looks like we have 7-footers for 5 years together. Um, yeah, there were some other trades out there, and we decided to set the market price early in the offseason. Could we have maybe looked at the DeJounte Murray sweepstakes? That wasn't really there. It was like one team, maybe two. Could we have looked at another player here or there? Why did Donovan Mitchell go to the Cavaliers for fucking peanuts? I guess Lauri Markkanen's okay, but like, right? Like, why did he go there for fucking peanuts and we had to trade we had to mortgage our future for this guy? I don't understand. It was exciting that we got the player, right? But it was just like, why did we have to start that engine? Like, ooh, and then everyone was praising us because then, yeah, Kevin Durant is now going to Phoenix now because, like, we set the price. Mm-hmm. Should we have looked a little bit harder?
Yeah, it's a hard question. Because in ways, both of us had a very similar reaction when the trade first happened. Because, like, I won't say it was like completely off my radar because, like, I have a pretty wide radar of like hopes and possibilities for what the team would trade for. But it was a very low possibility in my brain that was going to happen. And when it did happen and I got the notification, I was like, oh no, like this is kind of a bad, this might not be great. And then we found out how much we gave up and it hurt. But right now, I mean, obviously you're asking me right now after a pretty bad loss.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's not looking good, but we have been missing Gobert a little bit. And if I'm going to make excuses, which I guess I'm doing, Gobert was playing Euro basketball right before the season. But I don't know, things just have to change. And you hope for that this game maybe serves as some kind of a wake up call, but like we've had plenty of wake up calls. And it's still not happening. What are we, 5-6 now? Like we should not be 5-6 at this point.
All right, man. Well, 5-6 we are. 4-9 is impossible for us to get.
That's true. Yeah, we won't be 4-9 again, so that's always good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to leave this, and I don't know how. So hopefully I don't end the entire show.
I'm just going to remove you. Peace. And I'm going to kick him out. Oh, my God. Hell yeah. It felt good. Actually, I felt bad. Now it's just me again. The egg. And a full screen of a tier list. We're going to go quick because I don't want to be here anymore. I think you guys are dropping gold in the comments. I want to, specifically, shout out Godfrey, JJ, Gerald, all you guys out in the chat. Fucking love you guys. This is like quality content. This should be what people are talking about. This is what people should be tweeting about. And instead, it's like, yep, we got another one. We can't wait to bounce back Wednesday, and we just got to find a way to win. Or I just didn't have my legs underneath me. Stupid shit like that. Oh, they just made shots. Oh, I love that excuse. They just made shots. Oh my God. We just, put our shoes on differently. I want more excuses. I can't live without more of them. Kyle Anderson, he does his job. I don't know. I didn't care that he was out there that much, but he did his job. Bryn Forbes made a 3. Right? Luka Garza, A1 tier. I want him on the fucking court right now because nothing else is exciting me. Jaden McDaniels, I think he got kind of a rough outing tonight. I think he's a foul-prone machine regardless. It's just on his like stat sheet. Tall, skinny, foul-prone, does little else. Maybe he hits the occasional 3. So the refs are just like, whenever he's on the court, you got to stop what's happening and give him like 4 fouls. That's what has to happen. I don't know who this guy is. Torian Prince, I don't know what I saw from him tonight, except for he spelled minutes for Jaden McDaniels, and he provided some hustle. I think I saw his knees on the ground a couple times. I'm trying to do a few things here, trying to respond to some of the comments that are like I'm super far behind. And Shit. You guys are saying facts, and you're filling me up with emotion. I don't know. Why the fuck did Gerson Rosas have an inappropriate relationship with a staffer? Why the hell did that happen? I think we were in a pretty good mindset coming into that, coming to that year. Chris Finch gets hired in some, fantastic way. I don't know, right? Austin Rivers, he provided a punch. He provided a punch. He's he's terrible from three. Can't make a shot. I think he got 7 or 9 points. That's pretty cool. Most of them were layups and stuff. When the game was kind of out of reach, right? Like the game was already 25, 27, and then he was bringing it back down to 19. And oh my God, they called a timeout, and Finch was just orgasming. D'Lo's dumpster, man. I know that I'm kind of blocking some of the tier list right now with all of what you guys are saying. JVG. I hope that's not Jeff Van Gundy. The biggest worry and takeaway from this game going forward is that a game that Rudy is not the difference between a win and a loss. Yeah, that is definitely a takeaway. I think we kind of knew that going in. But I'm glad that that's like rearing its head now. It's like clearer that he's not the difference maker. Nathan Knight saw the court. Jalen Noel. It was interesting that I think he got pulled because he wasn't playing defense. And we're gonna teach him a lesson, right? We're gonna teach him a lesson. But my favorite fucking play this whole game was him pushing the pace, and I think he got him a Nas dunk or a Nas layup. And for that alone, I'm giving him a B. That was my favorite play of this game. Nas Reed. I think he's doing exceptional, but exceptional might not even be good enough for this team right now because he's only hemorrhaging what we're doing right now. He's just trying to stop the bleeding, and we're just bleeding. So he's just out there drowning. So he's dealt a bad hand. So I can't fault him for it. And that fucking 7-point burst in the third quarter, that was cool. Wancha. I am not convinced you give a shit about your teammates. I am not convinced that you know how to use your own skill set and talent. You got injured a little bit. You were hampered a little bit in previous years with your knees, and it feels like it's showing. Like you are just not wanting to commit to your athleticism and your God-given ability to dunk, to thrunk, to take over this team. I don't know. Like it just feels like it. You just don't want to. You're not that guy. We are kind of putting all of our eggs in the basket that you could be. We did. We have no future, actually, without that being the case. We could trade for other players. We could be older and slower and more sluggish. Maybe we could have value for Ant. I'm not here trying to say let's trade Ant. I'm just saying, man, we looked pretty fucking cool paper-wise before the season started, and none of it's coming true. None of the plan A, B, or C are coming true. Contingency plans, maybe we didn't even have one. We let that all go. Someone said Kessler's looking pretty good. Kessler's looking dynamite right now in a small role, limited role, growing into his role, maturing in his role. Well, I mean, I wish that for you, Ant. I wish that you could take over. This is year 3, year 4. You're supposed to just take that extra step, take that extra. Why is Donovan Mitchell, crushing it in Cleveland, and we are waiting for you to be 50%, 60% of Donovan Mitchell. Jordan McLaughlin, I was happy that he was out there, but I kind of wish he made a couple shots, right? I don't know. Let's see. Cat, probably the best player of the night tonight. I have no complaints except for he might have been a little bit egregious on a few things, and I'm not even going to fault him for it. He plays with that kind of style, and we've seen it. We bitch about it completely all the time. He's not our favorite player, but he played pretty well tonight. So I can't really say anything negative about him. That's a pretty shitty looking tier list. In what felt like a 50-point loss to the New York Knicks, who take like 80 possessions a game, right? They only do like 80 and 89, and they slow the game down. They take all 24 seconds, and they were fucking like 50% from three. What was it? 40% from three. Whatever. 19 threes. How do you recover when a team shoots 24 more points than you from one part of the court, goes to the line more than you, right? They go to the line more than you. They take 24 more points from you from the 3-point line. 25% from three is not going to make it in this league. I don't know. Why is Portland like fucking 8-3? Why is the Jazz, 8-3, 9-3? I don't know what the score is for the Lakers game. I'm sure they're going to win it. They have shooting. They are covering all their bases of any sort of deficits of their team, any sort of wrinkles that they'll fine tune over the course of the year. They're covering it with 3-point shooting. Hear me, Minnesota Timberwolves, the 2022 era of the Timberwolves. 3-point shooting is going to keep you in games. I like the fact that D'Angelo Russell took 10 threes. However, I wish it was other players taking those threes. I wish it was Cat taking 10 threes. You know how many threes he took? He took 3. Fuck that. He's our best player. We pay him to be our best player. We pay him to be the best shooter. Against fucking Isaiah Hartenstein and some dude from Mankato or something, right? Lionel Lakes, Jericho Sims. Take him to school. Like, sure, I'm glad that you went to the line a couple times. How about you just take them out in the fucking backcourt and school them from 3. 1 for 3 from 3. I don't know, man. That kind of like know your role. Wait, what is your role? Know your role, and elevate yourself. I was using a stupid ass fucking esports example a game or two ago. In a like, the carries are gonna carry. The mid players are gonna be very selfish. There's support players that play for others. They grind out the resources for their other players. They scout out potential ganks, or they place wards where I'm sorry, I'm using weird lingo, but like know your role, flourish in that role, take advantage and exploit and like dominate in that role, assert yourself in that role. Anthony Edwards, this is your team. You're supposed to be this huge Herculean force, right? 5 for 14. Anthony Edwards, 1 for 7 from 3, 16 points. Like pretty much all that came in the third quarter when it was already out of reach. It was 17 to 14, quickly became like 39 to 29, right? Quickly became 60 to 40, like 43, right? It was 76 at halftime for the fucking New York Knicks. 76 to 52. 24-point deficit at halftime. I wish the boost didn't even stop. We went from 24 down to 23 after 3 quarters. Dude, we did a 1-point knock onto that. We halftime adjusted, right? Man, that's fucking heartbreaking that a team like the Knicks can just curb stomp us, and we're so desperate for wins. It's 11:15 right now. It's Monday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'm trying to get to all of your comments, but I will probably not get to all of them. I'll try to run through them quickly. And I'm really sorry, really quick, that I don't have my camera on. Those that may know me, I'm have a shitty fucking computer right now. So things are happening, and I have to do the stream and all these tier list windows. I typically don't do that, so my computer is like on overdrive. So my camera freezes a lot. As a result, looking ahead, I kind of don't want to. I don't have no idea. I don't want to know who we play. I want to know what's happening in the court, like in the locker room, in practice. Apparently, we had a practice where all we did was pass to each other. That's fucking great. It doesn't translate on the court, so why are we wasting our time? Man, you got to find out what the root of the problem is and address it and be like fucking aggressive about fixing it. And yeah, maybe it's like a culture thing. Maybe it needs a change over the course of years. But like, why are the Hawks so good right now? Why are the Trailblazers so good right now? The Jazz, and they fucking like counterbalance their deficits with shooting. At least they have shooting out there. We don't have that out there. We don't have an aggressive person out there that's wanting to take over the game and take a bulk of their shots from three. I feel like it's that simple. Like we could be 6-5 or 7-4, whatever the math is, just by a couple of fucking games where a couple people are just taking like 5 more threes each. It's fucking stupid. We would feel a little bit better about ourselves. However, now we're below 500. Now we're looking up in the standings. We're in the play-in game, maybe, right? If the season ended tonight, and we should have been a top. We should be a contender. We should be a top seed team. Maybe it takes time. Maybe a wrinkle into this system is we wanted to build. We saw the deficit of playing against Memphis. We saw that we couldn't defensive rebound because Cat is Cat, and we said, let's address that need. Maybe there were other needs that were kind of masked by the fact that, D'Angelo Russell had a play-in game that was pretty cool, pretty memorable, and then was fucking ass ever since. Right? Maybe there's some other layers to this massaged and nested behind, masked behind the fact that, yeah, we were kind of lacking on defensive rebounding. Maybe we could address that with backup setters. Maybe we can address that with like backup bigs, like the Brandon Clarks of the league, right? Like, dude, how awesome would that be to have Isaiah Hartenstein on our team? Like, why do we have, $40 million to clog up the middle when we could have paid, Vando to do very similar things? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Shifting our defense, completely transitioning our defense from overhelping and hedging to dropping. But then when Gobert's not out there, we drop with Cat in the back. Like that sounds garbage. We need to be fully healthy. We need to find a thing that's working and run it as much as possible. And hopefully that is a Cat 3. Hopefully that's an Anthony Edwards 3. Hopefully that's a fucking give and go. Something fucking third graders can do. Yeah, oh my god, this is hurting me. Our development staff has never done any favors, which is why inner drive is a requirement for Timberwolves superstars. But still, like we had a highlight on tonight's broadcast, and it was about like players that have had like 11 or double-digit assists and 0 turnovers. They're fucking all backups. I mean, we've never had a point guard lead us in the proper fashion in the current era that they are good in. I don't know. Maybe Sam Cassell was pretty solid for 18 months. But like he was aggressive, maybe like, you know, gave a shit about winning, and his deficits were overcompensated by just being better offensively. Oh my god. Gerald says it's fake confidence with Ant. You can tell because he stopped shooting and trying when he missed 2 in a row. I'm pretty sure in the fourth quarter he missed 2 shots and then you didn't see him again. And he probably got benched, and it's for good reason. You know what? I want a stern coach right now. I want someone who says, "You're not playing in my fashion. Get the fuck out of here. We're gonna lose, and we're gonna continue losing, and we're gonna blame you." I want that from our coach, man. I want to establish the hurt, the pain, and to recover and grow and build. Maybe these players are too fucking fragile. I don't know. I feel like they might be. Godfrey's probably correct. Dude, this team should have been so much better than it is. And where was Cat? He was sick maybe, but like, why was he? Why did he? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay, where are we here? Hey, you know what I can do right now? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Cameron, I did that for you, man. Peace and love. Join the Discord, though. That would be fun. It'd be great to have new people. I hate seeing myself talk. I really don't like just like bitching about the game. The refs did little favors for us. The game was out of reach, so I can't really complain about the refs, right? Like those fucking touch fouls by Jay McDaniels, those ridiculously stupid like take fouls that were called one way and another way, the opposite the other way. I don't care. Let's get good. I would like to root for a good team. I am probably highlighting comments about you guys kind of sometimes responding to what I'm saying or what I was saying 5-10 minutes ago. Sorry about that. I need to get better at this. There was like this breakaway where he like dipped between two Knick players and then he lays it in. If that was a dunk, maybe there was some energy that comes from the stands, the fans, and maybe that helps bolster some momentum. There was some momentum driving like a 7 or 8-0 run that caused New York to call timeout. Like those, if it's not coming from the players, maybe it can come from a play or a loose ball or the fans, right? Or the coach getting kicked. I don't know. Something has to just like ignite this fucking team, light a fire underneath them. Say that game 12 matters as much as game 82. Game 12 matters more than the playing game, in my opinion, because you don't want to be in the playing game. You want to win these games early. You have a cushion to maybe when you are injured, right? Maybe when you are 10 games over 500, you could rest, right? You don't have to play all your fucking starters 40 minutes and lose. Crazy to me, man. It's crazy. Okay. We're about like 10 more comments. Tier list on Discord is much more harsh. Hell yeah, it is. Edwards not being able to move his feet defensively is not a big of an issue, as his elevation on finishes. Could not agree more. I think he's doing just fine defensively. However, there are some lapses that make open threes happen. For the most part, laterally, he's fine, and I think he's playing his part, but he doesn't seem like he's interested in most of it. And absolutely, I know that you've kind of been saying this for a while, JJ. It's never truer than right now. You saw it on the fucking court. He's taking several plays off. He's not leaping to a dunk. He's not. There was that one play where he like had a floater. He missed it. He was short on a floater. He got his rebound and he got the layup or we got the putback in. That's cool. But wow, that was a fucking clear floater. He just doesn't have his legs underneath him 10 minutes in the game. That's fucking crazy to me. Someone on Timberwolves Daily said they counted Ant in the wrong spot on D 40 times tonight. Well, I was not watching him. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do a show or not tonight. Cat passes a lot instead of going to work on some of these guys. I agree. I wish we had more assertive Cat always. An assertive Cat is different than holding the ball Cat. Assertive Cat is like pretend Naz Reid had the ball. Naz Reid does something quick and intentional, and Cat rarely does. I really hate the running into getting the ball Cat. I really like when Cat has an open lane and he drives, or he has this open opportunity for a shot, or the seldom like once per 4 or 5 games where he gets like a screen for him and then he gets an open three, or he gets like a relatively open three. That's my favorite version of Cat, and we don't see it because I don't think Finch knows how to play all these guys together and play with their egos and play with getting everyone their touches. It's just kind of frustrating. 12 shots for Cat. That's it. 12 shots. Shouldn't it be like 25? Shouldn't we have like 100 shots a game and 25% of them, if not more, is Cat? And like 50% of his shots are from three. Let's just fucking do the math. Like 4 for 10 from three. That's 12 points. Then he has like 6 for 10 inside. That's like 28 points. It's like just sitting there every game. We just feed him when appropriate, and Ant leads the way with also like 20 shots, maybe like 10 for 20 or 9 for 20, and he's like he could pop off at any time. I don't know, man. Cool. We're at the end of the show. We have like a few more comments. I have a 47-inch vertical. Bullshit. Danny Ainge has fleeced the Wolves twice. Damn. The 2008 memory right now, dude. Theo Ratliff, Ryan Gomes, Sebastian Telfair instead of Rajon Rondo. Dude, don't bring me back to that moment of cruelty. At least we won, dude. At least we won the dunk contest with cupcakes and socks. The Chuck 23. This team is too talented to be so unwatchable. Comment of the night. That is my favorite comment. I am not having fun. This is maybe worse than the Jimmy Butler year because I didn't like how we were playing and winning and like not playing together, but at least we had some like cadence with Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, Taj Gibson, and Tibbs. Like it was exposing Cat in like all the wrong ways, right? And I didn't like that. I didn't like it was like some almost like pseudo bullying. But anyways, this version is worse because I feel like the expectations are higher. The young are now aged and veteran and should be savvy and should have smarts, have the IQ to take over the game, but they don't. D'Angelo Russell should be like the best point guard that we've ever had, and it's not. It's Rubio, right? It's like what? That's embarrassing. Why are we paying the money for this guy? Oh, they got embarrassed by an average talented Tibbs coach team. It's embarrassing. The Knicks scouting report on the Wolves was just try a little bit more, swing it on the perimeter, and you win by 20. I think our scouting report was watch out. The three dudes are going to pop off for points, and we got to contain them because they usually shoot from the mid range. And, well, we were right. They usually pop off. They popped off for fucking 22, 31, and 23. But we didn't do anything about it. We had the scouting report. We just chose not to pay attention. We skipped that class. Down 24 at halftime, third game of a 3-game homestand. Oh, damn it. Big Al. Oh, Big Al was fun, also frustrating. He's one of those bigs who was like, why can't you get to the line? Why can't you get contact? Why are you doing these shot put shots? Okay, you guys, I'm off. I have to do a little recording with someone else about another thing that I'm doing. I can't wait to talk to you guys again. Hopefully with better vibes, with a better camera. Hopefully sometime Cameron maybe also joining us. The Chuck 23, as Gerald Becker states, I almost blocked you. Damn it, Gerald. That was so easy to do. I could just block you if I wanted to. Spitting facts all night. The Chuck 23, join our Discord. It's in hopefully the description somewhere, or just find us. Wolves After Dark Discord. All right. Well, until then, I hope you guys have a good one. Can't believe you stuck with me for 48 minutes after a game, after a miserable fucking game. But maybe this was chill. You know, there was like very little graphics to kind of like keep us entertained. And Luka Garza forever. Peace.